Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Pabloon, aka Pabloon, and today I have a new awesome gameplay video for you guys. A lot of people ask me on stream, what is the best cruiser line to grind? And one of the ships I always end up recommending is the San Martin. This thing is a very, very powerful ship, and there's a high learning curve and skill ceiling to it, meaning that you can go in as a complete novice beginner to the game, and you actually have a platform here that you can learn and grow on. Along with that, it's also a very powerful ship that in its own right, in my opinion, sits right at the top of the meta tier, along with some other good cruisers. But the cool thing about this ship is obviously that you get a skill that's called combat instruction. We know about this. You get more damage, better dispersion, better reload. It's pretty nice. Or you get more penetration, but it still equates to better pen, which equals more damage. You have good AA and better heals. So yeah, this is my setup. I actually run a rudder in the middle equipment instead of propulsion, but I think it's very nice to have to be able to turn easier and dodge more, because you want to be staying alive in this ship, because the longer you stay alive, the more combat instructions you get to use, the more damage you're gonna get. Commander here is just a standard commander. This is the setup. You guys can pause if you want to see that. There it is. And yeah, let's just hop right in. And here we are, watching a game on Blue Front Domination. Great map. We got actually not that many BBs, but what San Martin is really good at is destroying cruisers and destroyers. Like, DDs don't stand a chance, and if I remember correctly, I think it's a couple weeks ago I played this game. We will find some DDs on this flank, and well, DDs tend to not like San Martins, or maybe it's a Sao, I can't quite remember, but it doesn't really matter what it is. This ship just has the really consistent and nice pen to do actual important, meaningful damage on the target you choose to shoot at. But also, you know, you can punch above your weight. If you meet a grosser curve first, which, spoiler alert, we will, you can still do very good damage to them in a short amount of time, while being able to dodge, maneuver, and everything in between. Oh yeah, I did mention it has torpedoes, so you also have this great defensive and offensive capability to, again, punch above your weight. So we immediately push up to Delta, and we can actually see that we're kind of alone in this endeavor. We do have a destroyer, which is nice, but as of who's going to be able to tank, it is pretty much only going to be me. We see a Jinan opening up, instantly smokes up, so we're going to try to blind fire this guy. Guys, make it a habit of trying to blind fire, especially fuel smoked up ships. You can predict them. It's, you know, it's pretty much just memorizing their speed, kind of how it looks on your screen as to the distance and all that, and just try, especially if you have a ship like San Martin, Minotaur, anything that fires fast. You're going to be able to, you know, put shots on target. Even if they miss, you will be able to find the target at some point. Just hitting 1 or 2 shells will kind of give you an idea where they are. And if that doesn't help, well, if they come in range, you can use your radar, which we do here, and you can see the devastating effect that these shells have on a destroyer. This is kind of the sweet spot range. 6 kilometers is the closest I believe they can be before you start overpenning. And don't ever, guys, it's just a good idea to not. Don't ever use combat instructions on a DD. Anyways, the other targets we have to choose here are pretty good targets for us. Heisen is not a very tanky battleship. And with our combat instructions, you can see we are just absolutely annihilating this Jinan. Blind fire is hitting every single shot, and he just lost half his HP in a very short span. And the Heisen, well, also a pretty easy target, not gonna lie. They are not the most armored ships, but we still have to give him respect. It is a pretty big broadside he can, you know, dish out, so let's not give him too much to shoot at here. The slim profile of the San Martin and your ability to dodge pretty effectively is super helpful. And that's what I mean by saying that it's a good platform for learning the game as well, the cruiser playstyle. Back in the day, I used to say Worcester was going to be your go-to, but Worcester is pretty hard to play. It is a lot of gunplay and ballistics learning, shell travel time, and all that stuff, whereas San Martin here is much more about learning when you can push and when you can't. This extra heal you have, where you heal more, it's like a Goliath heal, not a St. Vincent heal. It's still very powerful. Allows you to just play a little bit more aggressive. It's a lot more forgiving. You should kind of see it as a Minotaur smoke, you know. This is a time where you're kind of not immune, but it definitely helps your survivability. And this season here brings us up to a nice comfortable 80,000 damage as we just destroy him with our armor piercing. The Jinan also goes down, so that means this flank is completely cleared, and we actually got our teammates up here, so that definitely helped. But you can see how much damage we farmed in a very short amount of time. This is San Martin's specialty, and one of the reasons why it is such a powerful ship. So we're going to move in towards the middle of the map. We have complete control of this side, so there's no reason for me to be here. And the further we get, or sorry, the closer we get to the enemy, the more damage we can do. So that's, of course, what we're going to do. We're going to head down towards the middle of the map and see how much damage and destruction we can bring. Our first customer up right here is Kitakazi with a beautiful camo, man. I wish I had that thing, because if you look at the tracers whenever he shoots at us, I believe he will. Yeah, they look gorgeous. But this Kitakazi here is about to become mincemeat under these guns. The meat grinder of San Martin is going to make him 80-20 Wagyu Kobe A5 beef, man. But he actually gets away, so we're going to focus our attention on this Sao here. And again, I mean, cruisers, they just don't stand a chance. Your AP performance is just on level with something like a Henry, but you don't have those caliber guns. I mean, these are 150s, so it's kind of like a mines. It definitely feels like playing a mines once you are using your combat instructions, and if you're just using your normal guns without the skill, this is the type of damage you do to a Sao. So yeah, you see we're not lacking, and at 114,000 damage right now, we have a almost full health Gibraltar and a full health GK to play around with here. We're gonna try to go for the snipe on the Kita here. I don't think we actually get it, but it's always worth a shot. And wow, we actually did get it. Wow. I doubted my own skills to actually snipe that Kita, but what a beautiful shot. And again, it's nice to know that your ship actually hits... Sorry, when your ship hits stuff, it actually does damage. Not every ship in this game can have the luxury of saying that. My god, this is a Preußen GK. They are still beautiful, massive targets that are easy to hit, even though you have to hit bow and stern. But we do have to focus our attention on Gibraltar here. We have a half HP, and we don't have any more heals, so this is where you gotta get into the maneuvering side of this game. Again, another skill you really should learn, because as a San Martin, you're gonna be close, you're gonna be fighting, you're gonna be brawling multiple ships, and you're gonna have to use your maneuverability to your advantage. If you just sail in a straight line, you're gonna be the most predictable target, obviously. So that is kind of why I just love this ship. It's a ship like Minotaur that has a very high skill ceiling, but a lot of, you know, ability to move up and improve the game. And if you master a ship like San Martin, you're going to be able to go into the little bit more niche ships, such as maybe a Colbert or something, where you really have to maneuver. But there we go. That's the end of the game. We completely decimated that team, and this is not unusual for San Martin. You can easily do this if you just put in the work and, you know, learn the ship. And if you don't believe me, you can ask the countless of other amazing players out there that are much better than me that would preach this ship any day. Man, the port of Marseille in this game actually has some really nice lighting and graphics, don't you think? I mean, just look at this beautiful silhouette in the sun. But yeah, that is it, guys. I think you might understand why I think this is such a good ship. It's just such a nice package. It's the whole package, man. Survivability, high DPM, AA, and you get radar as well. Plus torpedoes. I mean, this thing is a monster, and I really urge you guys to try and play it. The grind is alright, and really, once you get to tier 8 and tier 9, it's actually becoming quite a fun experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My name has been Bubloon, aka Pabloon, and I am signing out.